Hello and welcome to Curiosity Chronicles. I have Tweedledee and Tweedleding-Dong on my radar today. Ooh-wee! It's been a few days. It has been a few days for these people, let me tell you. So let's just go back one tiny little bit. Remember when Harry was in England? He was in the court because he wanted more security when he's in the UK. So the security level that he has right now is he gives them 28 days notice that he wants to come to the UK. They do a risk assessment and then they decide what level of protection and security he needs when he's in the country. Easy peasy, right? Well, apparently that's not good enough for him. Okay. So the judge decided that feelings are not facts and that he does not need extra security any more than he's already got, because he wants to be a private citizen living in a whole other country. Why does he need all this extra protection? And he says, I'll never be able to bring my wife and children to the UK. Many would say that his children don't exist, and many would say that Archie, his son, doesn't live in California, but already lives in the UK with his biological mother, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Okay? These are the things that other people say. I'm just reporting on what people have said and that I have seen in the comments of my other videos on my other channels as well. Anyway, so what was most interesting, and I thought the timing was just delicious on this one, that like the next day or 2 days later, I can't remember the exact time, but it was so close that it was like, I think we just proved the judge's point. And he was caught on like Ring camera video knocking on doors in London, and he was looking for a friend with no security. There was no PPO in sight. There was nothing, no police, no PPO, no security, nothing in sight. It just looked like he was by himself, walking up and down the street, knocking on doors. And this scene actually reminded me of the scene in Love Actually, hardcore Gen Xer movie. Love that movie. And there's this scene where the prime minister, I think it's like Christmas Eve, and the prime minister's looking for the girl that he's fallen in love with and that worked for him. And all he knows is what street she lives on. And so he goes there. He has his security detail, whatever, drive him there. And he sees it's like the world's longest street. Well, he had a police officer with him. That's the prime minister. If the prime minister has a police officer with him, that's because he lives in the UK and is a VIP and needs extra protection. But it was interesting that this scene with Harry going knocking on the doors, trying to find his friend. So where was Harry's police officer? Because he seemed to be just fine by himself, roaming up and down the streets of London, banging on doors. But what I understand is that where he was banging on those doors is in the area where Jill Dando was murdered. And if you don't know her name, she was the UK's darling before Diana came along. And in the documentary about her hairstylist said that she had the Diana haircut first. And that he said to Diana, what about Jill Dando's hair? And Diana was like, okay. So yeah, that wasn't a Diana original. That was a Jill Dando original. And she was murdered at her front door. And many say it was because she got too close to the truth. And so this apparently, the area that he was in was the area where Jill was murdered. So anyway, anywho, the friend that Harry was looking for apparently moved away ages ago and didn't bother to tell him. That's a pretty sad state of affairs. Not a good look at all. Not a good look. Okay, so Meghan, this is what we're really here to talk about. But I wanted to bring up the Harry thing because I thought the timing was just, somebody sat on that video. Somebody sat on that and just waited for the moment to strike. So well done. Excellent work. Excellent work. All right. So we all saw the video of the American Airlines. And yes, I have my notes, so I stay on track. The American Airlines flight attendant showing off the handwritten note on a napkin that Meghan gave her. And this seems really sweet, right? It's like a really nice gesture from a passenger to the crew. And I have done the same thing. Whenever I fly, I bring a nice box of chocolates or cookies or something like fancy, like I make it nice, something nice. And not just from the grocery store or the dollar store. And so I bring it with me in my carry-on. And then once we're all settled in our seats, The first time a flight crew comes close to me in, to check on me or by my seat, I'll give this box of cookies or chocolates to the flight attendant, and I'll say, this is for all of the crew. Yeah. And for the rest of the flight, I'm well taken care of. Trust me. There's a pro tip for you. If you travel, take treats for the crew, because you'll be so well taken care of. Like, you push that button, your light goes on, they'll be there like that, right? And so, I've sat there where I'm getting drinks delivered to me, and the flight attendant, like the next flight attendant's like, thank you so much for the treats. Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. I'm like, oh, of course, enjoy them. And then, the next one will bring me earbuds, and the next one will bring me a blanket. And so I've got this stream of little visits to say thank you for the treats, but I'm getting all this extra stuff. When the chips and the snacks are coming out, I get them first. When the drinkies are being offered, they're like, oh, do you need a drink? So yeah, there's a pro tip for you. And I'm also very strategic about where I sit on the plane to get the best service and not have to wait in line for the washroom. So there's all my pro tips. You want to study. You want to study the map of the plane before picking your seat, so you get the perfect seat. And I'm not one of those people who's in a rush to get off the plane. I just let everybody get off, and then I saunter off because I'm in no hurry. Where am I going? Like, racing to go stand at the front? Like, yeah, I'm not going to race you to a red light either. Anyway, back to Meghan. So it's a really nice thing for her to do, right? A little note from a princess to the flight crew. Yeah, it'd be really nice if it actually happened. That would be really nice. I don't think it happened. So first of all, why was she flying alone? Where's her security? Where was Harry? Where's her PPO? And in case you don't know what PPO is, it's a personal protection officer. Where's her PPO? Where's her security? Where does she have security? I don't know. I don't think she does anymore. I don't think she warrants security. I don't think that anybody, the government or the royal family, believes that she needs security. She's a private citizen. Why does she need security? So the question really is, how did she get into the airport, board a plane, exit a plane, walk through another airport, and not a single other passenger or staff saw her? The article that was posted about it used a photo from 7-8 years ago. So that was not a photo from this moment. That was a stock photo from way back, I think before they even got married. So you would think that somebody along the way would have seen her, taken a sneaky photo, filmed her walking through the airport, even asked her for a photo. Like, I mean, if I saw, the Princess of Wales walking through an airport, I might be like, hey girl, like, I might, just for the sake of saying, look who I met, right? And we know that Meghan loves to tell the paparazzi where and when she'll be. So I think that for her to not have this moment under her control, I don't think it happened. And I am reminded of this very, very famous moment when Princess Diana was trying to get through an airport without security, because remember, after she got divorced, she had actually got rid of all of her security because she didn't trust them. And she was swarmed by paparazzi. I believe this was in Spain. And she was trying to shield herself. She's like holding up her Prince tennis racket. And that's exactly the reason why way back then I saved up to buy myself a Prince tennis racket, because I really quite like Diana. And so that was obviously when I was much younger than I am now. I haven't played tennis in a very, very long time. And so in fact, I watched that video last night, and I had completely forgotten that in the midst of all that chaos, a little girl came up to Diana with a bunch of flowers. And Diana stopped and is still holding up her tennis racket and leans down and smiles and is like, thank you so much. And then for the rest of the video, she's holding her tennis racket with the flowers. So you can see the flowers and the tennis racket blocking her face as she's trying to get through this. We know that Meghan would have loved to cosplay that moment of Diana trying to get through the airport. So she was not going to miss it. So there's sort of like a lot of clues there that I don't think she was on this American Airlines flight. Remember when she was sent home from Invictus? No, she did not want to, she didn't miss her kids and want to go home. No, she was sent home for her bad behavior. Somebody filmed her getting off the private plane. So why would she suddenly be flying commercial? Did she run out of money? So here's where it gets really interesting. Like, if that wasn't interesting enough. The flight attendant who made the video has posted before about celebrities, VIPs on her flights. And she has a YouTube channel that has been silent for close to 2 years. The last video was in 2023. And suddenly, boom, there's a video of this note. Disclosing information about passengers is a very, very serious violation of American Airlines policies, employee policies, like you get fired for it. And so if she was in fact employed by American Airlines last week when this video was posted, I'm going to bet she's not employed by them today. So yeah, her nails. Again, another violation of the company policy. I don't know that it would be fireable, but still, she wouldn't be allowed to have those nails while working on a flight. Okay. So I know she's presenting herself like she's the shooter girl in the VIP lounge of the club. But so, and yeah, she serves food and drinks, but she's also trained and expected to save lives if there's an emergency on that plane. And with those nails, would she be as adept at doing that as her workmates who follow the company policies? That's why they don't allow this sort of thing, is because when you have to get 300 passengers off of a plane in an emergency, maybe floating on a river, the Hudson River, or, you know, crashed somewhere, and you've got to get, like, I live near Toronto. There was just a plane crash in Toronto a couple months ago. I remember it was winter, so it might have been February. And the plane was upside down, and the flight crew had to get people off that plane. Everybody survived. I can't believe it. I don't know how. I saw a video where this woman is like, I was just in a plane crash, and she's like still standing there in front of the plane, like not even sure what's just happened. So that flight crew has to save lives. Like there's no like, oh, my nails. Anyway, so this is why I think this is all fake. Okay, so this is the most interesting part that I have found out. The uniform she had on in the video, like it looked like she got off the plane from work, strolled into the hotel, sat down in her hotel room, and started filming, talking about her experience. But that's an old style uniform, apparently. Apparently. Remember her last video was in 2023? So almost 2 years ago. I believe it was August 2023. So almost 2 years ago. And since then, American Airlines has updated their uniforms. So the one she has on would not be worn today if she was on a flight. That's pretty curious, isn't it? Why would she be wearing an old style uniform to work last week if they have new uniforms now? Could it be because she was fired in 2023 for these kinds of things and just forgot to hand in one of her uniforms? And was she maybe just recently offered some money to pretend she was on a flight, pretend that Meghan wrote her this note, and it's all just a little PR stunt to try to make Meghan look good? I mean, I'm just guessing. We're just spitballing here, okay? This is all just for entertainment purposes. We're just tossing ideas out there. Just questions, just curious little questions about how this all unfolded and why. But why would she need good PR now? Is it because she's going to have to start flying commercial from now on because they don't have the money to fly private anymore? And she has such an incredible reputation for being a complete and utter bitch to flight crews that she needed something. Like the reports that I've heard they're dramatic. It's like, I would not want to sit next to her on a plane. So she would want to counter those stories. She might want to be like preemptively putting out feel-good stories about how she behaves on planes so that when she books these commercial flights, people think it's going to be a wonderful experience. And then when it's not, they'll just gaslight themselves, right? So what do you think? What do you think? I really want to know. Did this happen the way the flight attendant claims it did? Was Meghan on the flight? Did she write the note? Let me know. Let me know. Don't forget to click like and click subscribe, and I will meet you in the comments. Have a fantastic day and stay curious.